Hi, it is 3:52 on Wednesday, which means we are live in the 352. I'm Sandy Moore. I'm the Executive Director of the Leesburg Area Chamber of Commerce, and we are doing our program that we do each week to highlight our members and our businesses in this area. So I want to encourage you, if you haven't already signed up for Live in the 352, please sign up with me or Danielle anytime in the next few weeks. But today we are interviewing Missy with Best Version Media, so I'll get to that. Hi, Missy.
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
I am wonderful.
That's great.
All right, well, Missy, tell us a little bit about yourself and Best Version Media.
Well, my name is Missy Jordan. I moved here, it'll be 4 years in October, from Indianapolis, and we absolutely love it here. I'm a professional singer, and I kind of fell into this Best Version Media, the company. I had a gal that there was a gal that I met that told me about an opening as a publisher in the publication, and I actually thought I was going into it because I wanted to write, but I found a new love here. We live over on Deer Island, and we didn't get to meet as many people, know more about the town and so on, so I thought this would be a great way to get to know people, so I started out with the publication in Mount Dora, and I've recently launched one in Plantation. I joined the Leesburg Chamber before that and just fell in love. Everybody was wonderful, very warm, very friendly. As a matter of fact, that was really one of my main reasons for choosing to do the publication over here, was because of the response I got when I came to the Leesburg Chamber.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So tell us a little bit about Best Version. What exactly is it? How is it different from other publications maybe that people know about?
Best Version Media was actually started with our CEO. His name is Dave Duran in Milwaukee. That's where they're based out of. He started with 6 publications in 2007. He now has over 4 million readership, slated for 7 million by the end of the year. Great company. It's one of the things I really liked about it, just the integrity, the character of the people that I've met there. But this publication, the publication has done really well, and I think the reason is because we're a micro-targeted publication, and it's a branding publication. These publications, we have almost 500 nationwide. They're direct mail to the affluent communities, to the permanent residents in their mailbox every month. And that happens because of the sponsors that go into the publications. My clients that I have, if this is their target market, it's a great way to reach them. This is basically kind of like, they call us the Facebook and Craigslist of print media, so yeah.
Okay, so now tell us a little bit, like what would a publication consist of?
Our publications, every one of them has, we do the events page for the area, so that keeps the readers coming back throughout the month, 4 to 5 times a month, cover to cover. I feature charity in here every month. The residents get free classifieds, which is one reason you can't really find it online. I mean, I do have a Facebook for my publication itself, but we don't print any of the, we don't put any of the information that comes from the classifieds, because there are young children in there as well that may walk dogs and babysit and so on. So we want to make sure that their information is safe, and because this is an exclusive publication to those residents. So we do that. I do the real estate comps. We have a real estate sponsor in our publication who does the comps every month, so it keeps the residents up on the value of their home and the things that are going on there. So yeah, and I'd say probably about 80% of my content comes from my clients and my residents. So.
Now, and I know you have one of your publications here.
Yep.
So if you want to show us this is obviously for the plantation.
Yeah,
Plantation. We're going to just zoom in.
Yeah.
So that's one of the many. So there's a lot of people out there that are trying to figure out how can they tap in to some of these communities to get customers for themselves. So that's really what this is all about.
Right. And honestly, this truly is the best way to do it. There's some wonderful publications out there. There's some wonderful things to do. We don't ever discourage people from advertising in other venues, because if you know anything about branding, they say that it takes 7 times for people to see your name, your logo, etc., for it to be top of the mind awareness. And that's what they're getting with this. There's varied content. They're coming back. They're seeing different articles. We have editorials in here. I have educational things in here as well.
And you mentioned an event that you schedule, so if they're wanting to know what's happening in their community,
absolutely,
they have that right at their fingertips to look at.
Yeah.
Well, so if somebody wants to advertise in your publication, how would they go about that?
They would reach out to me. I'm Missy Jordan, and I'm the publisher of the publication. And even if they wanted to be in other areas. I've had people ask me, I had someone ask me recently if we had one in Michigan and New York and Ohio, and we actually had all three. One of them was in New Jersey. But they asked me, I can put them in any publication they want to be in. We have standard ads in there, but we also have what we call the expert contributor, which is a really good spot to have because the residents do read the publication, and I get such a response from that. The experts, we only do one per industry, one sponsor per industry, and there can be other sponsors in the publication, but it's the expert. They have the expert voice. They can talk about their company. It's really
is that more of like an editorial?
No, I do editorial content as well. That's really more to my discretion. I like to have some informational things for people, but as an expert, they can feature their company in there. They get quarterly content, and that's a good time for them to do a business profile. We also do a feature where we learn about them, just kind of like you're doing here, more about kind of how they got to where they got to and what makes them, what makes them the go-to person. And so we do that feature on them. A lot of times it's more personal. People kind of like to know about, their family and how they got there, and pictures of their kids and their grandkids. And so it's
well,
a nice
and
spot.
I love this is something that I think about. I know a lot of times people are going a lot toward digital.
Mm-hmm.
However, I know this, especially in these
Mm-hmm.
in the plantation and
Yeah.
in some of those communities
Mm-hmm.
that are more retirees,
Right.
they still like the touch. They want to hold it. They want to look at it.
Exactly.
So this is a great opportunity for people to really get in front of.
And that's a response I've gotten. Not only do they like that, but we also help direct the residents to their website. People read this, it might be something that you don't use all the time. Maybe, I'm trying to think here, maybe just buying a boat. You're not going to buy a boat every day, but when you're ready to buy that boat, if you've been reading about that and you've seen that, you say, I read about a company over there on the magazine on the coffee table. But a lot of times they'll look it over again, and even though the number's there, sometimes they'll go to the website to find out more about them and call from there. So, we help direct them in that way as well.
Very good. Well, is there anything else that you want us to know about this company or yourself?
Thankful for being with this company. It's really nice because I get to meet so many wonderful people. I really do. And even in the last couple of days, I was in Leesburg meeting with clients, and I had two people outside of that come up to me and say, I live in the plantations and I love the publication. One gal was so cute. She said, I look for it every month. She said, my father comes in, I believe she said, from Pennsylvania, and first thing he asks is the magazine here yet? So that's kind of nice. And I love it when people write me or call me and say that something, they really enjoyed it.
Touched them.
Yes,
yeah, that's always gratifying.
Yeah, so it's fun. And it's good to hear from my clients because I hear a lot of really good things there too. And that's very important to me. I wouldn't have done this otherwise. I wanted it to be something that worked for the people and worked for my clients. And I refer all my clients. So I always meet with them first to find out a little bit about them. So, yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for taking time with us. And I just am going to finish up real quick and just say, hey, tomorrow morning is our breakfast. You do not want to miss it. We're going to be talking about networking, how you can make the most of your breakfast, the business after hours, all of those things. So I encourage you to be there tomorrow at 7 a.m. I know it's early. And you're also going to get to hear about all the great things that are happening at the Leesburg Chamber. Thank you, Missy, so much for being here. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.